I'm Miles Branman, and this is the 2019 BMW M340i. It will be the range topper, for now, of BMW's 7th generation 3 Series that's going on sale in 2019. We're going to take it on track here at Algarve International Racing Circuit in Portimao, Portugal. But before I give you those impressions, let's go check out the new M340i. And here it is. Now, the first thing you might be wondering is, why is this car camouflaged when BMW has already revealed the production M340i at the 2018 LA Auto Show? Well, that's because the cars we will actually be driving here at Portimao are pre-production prototypes. So there may be some funky misaligned panels or whatever, but they will drive exactly like a production M340i. So the exterior styling and interior styling are going to match up with a car that goes on sale next year alongside the entry-level 330i. These particular cars are equipped with a couple options. One is these 19-inch sport wheels wrapped in Michelin PS4S tires, and the other add-on is the M adaptive damping system, basically a continuous damping tech that is not like the fixed two-position dampers that come standard with the M340i. Powertrain. BMW's classic inline six-cylinder has a twin-scroll turbocharger, and it makes 382 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. That's a good bit more than the outgoing 340i and justifies the M Sport badge at the front of the 340i's nameplate. 0 to 60, BMW says, will take 4.4 seconds, but BMW is famous for underrating their performance. I'm guessing pretty dead on at 4 seconds to 60. Give you a look at the interior. This one has the M Sport seats and this ultra thick steering wheel, almost too thick for me, honestly. The standard thick rimmed M wheel on the 330i is plenty for this car. It has an 8-speed, second generation automatic transmission. Shift points are perfect, but I'll talk more about that in the in-car impressions. A few different drive modes, including a sport mode with Sport Plus and individual configuration of the steering weight and the shift timing, things like that, throttle response. I'm not going to go too much more into detail because the in-car driving impressions, I'll dive into exactly how good of a performance car it is on a racetrack. Is it a true BMW? Is the new 3 Series proven? But yeah, that's your first look at the M340i. Let's get into the track drive. Alrighty then, exiting the pits at Algarve International Circuit. I know this to be a pretty challenging racetrack. Lots of blind, off-camber corners with a lot of elevation change. And I happen to be following a DTM racing driver, so that's going to make things interesting. I've put the car in its Sport Plus mode, which is its most aggressive setting, but I've left on the traction control system at the request of BMW. They're doing that for all the journalists. They don't want any accidents to happen, and I understand that. But even with that on, I will definitely be able to evaluate the M340i's performance, its braking, its handling, and I'll even be able to give you a little bit of insight as to when and how aggressively the traction control system cuts in. Right now I'm just getting a feel for the track. I've gone around once before with Timo, and I was really impressed with how stable the car felt. The braking, the initial bite, and then the strong pedal feel. And here I'm reminding myself of how easy it is to drive this car quickly. But how engaging it is. It remains engaging, and that is what you want out of a BMW, especially a traditional inline 6 BMW. And though this is the all-wheel drive version, it is first and foremost a rear-wheel drive system that has the benefits of all-wheel drive, as opposed to a front drive system that has the benefits of fading out the front tires and fading in the rear tires. That is not what this car is doing. This car will push its tail around if you let it and have a bit of fun. The navigation system is trying to direct me somewhere. I know my way around the track. Thank you very much, BMW Assistant. And of course, BMW is known for stability at speed, and this car does that very well. Stays super neutral in the corners, builds speed progressively and quickly. That's 213 kph. Not going to do the conversion right now, but 0.62 of that is the miles per hour. Brakes again are excellent. Good stopping power. Turn in, very nice. And yeah, it brings the rear around as you wish it to. Not too much, and can perfectly be controlled. I'd love to test it with the systems off completely to see just how slidey it could be, but for now I'm definitely enjoying this. The thing I like about the turn-in is that, one, it's immediate, but it's not jarring. It doesn't snap you after you put the input into the steering wheel. It kind of flows naturally and directs the car as such. This is the adaptive M suspension on this car, and that's an option. And it's really good, but I wish I was trying the 2 fixed modes on the new M Sport suspension that BMW developed, because it has a pretty trick function it's a passive system, but it's activated when it feels compression or lift, depending on whether it's the front or the rear axle. I wish I could try that, but I will say this completely consistent, always monitoring adaptive M suspension is very good, and certainly, as what is standard on this M340i, the electronic locking rear differential is doing its job very, very well. Not letting me lose traction, it's just keeping it nicely. Oh, there we go. Sliding a little bit even with the systems on. And what a track, man. This racing circuit is brilliant. These Michelin PS4S tires are also excellent tires. And it's fun to follow a really talented racing driver. I'd say BMW has done quite a number on this engine.
Hello, what can I help you?
382 horsepower.
Go back to the bits again, is that enough, yeah?
Could you repeat that, please?
382 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. People may not instinctively think of this as a track car, but it is one. It can do everything you want from a track car and then be so comfortable on your ride home. Bring your friends with you to watch you or to trade out. Honestly, that's the thing about this car. It's so well engineered that you could just trade out friends and have them all do their own lapping sessions, and you wouldn't run into mechanical problems. It wouldn't overheat. They improved the cooling system. They improved all the internals of the engine. The twin scroll turbocharger. The brakes are up to snuff.
Sometimes I seem to be somewhat hard of hearing.
The BMW Assistant is super annoying, and every time I say that, it turns itself back on. I would love for that to be disabled when you're on a racetrack, because you might just be talking to your car and it might cut in and ask you if you'd like to find the nearest pizzeria.
Hello, what can I help you with?
Shut up.
The system is already muted.
But yes, the M340i, heck of a car here on the racetrack. And as I can clearly assume based on the 330i that I drove, which, you know, apart from the engine, is effectively the same chassis, the same setup, is very capable for your canyon runs. There he goes, sliding around, yes. I love it. This feels leaps and bounds ahead of the previous generation 3 Series, and especially the 340i. This deserves to be the current range topper of the 2019 3 Series range, but it makes me all the more excited for the new M3, of course. Gotta hand it to you, BMW. You still know what you're doing. You can still make the ultimate driving machine.